We will wait 2 to 3 minutes for some students and then we will continue. Okay, we have already completed the topic called as atoms and molecules. So today we will discussing some important questions of atoms and molecules. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So here is the first question. In the reaction, 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate reacted with 6 gram of ethanoic acid. 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate reacting with 6 gram of ethanoic acid. The products were 2.2 gram of carbon dioxide, 0.9 gram of water, and 8.2 gram of ethanoid. Show that these observations are in the agreement with the law of conservation of mass of carbonate. So we have already done in the atoms and molecules regarding the law of conservation of mass. What this law states that the total mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, right? Means the total mass of the reactant side must be equal to the total mass on the product side, right? So here there are two reactant, one is sodium carbonate and one is ethanoic acid, and sodium carbonate given, carbon dioxide is given. So the first question is based on the law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass, what it says, that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. It means what the total mass on the reactant side must be equal to the total mass on the product side. So you will see they have already said the reactant side are 5.3 and 6 grams of mass is given for the two components, sodium carbonate and ethanoic acid. So if we'll do the sum of it, you will get it 11.3, as I have mentioned over here. 11.3 on the left hand side, and in the right hand side it is 8.2 plus 2.2 plus 0.9. If you'll do the algebraic sum of it, again it comes to be 11.3. Now you have to just say that the LHS is equals to RHS, means mass of the reactant is equals to the mass of the product. So According to the equation, this equation holds good or correct, or it obeys this rule of it holds good for the law of conservation of mass, right? So according to this reaction, this shows that during a chemical reaction, mass of reactant is equals to mass of product, means it follows the rule of law of conservation of mass. So as per the question, it is clear answer. It's a 2 marks question. One is 1 marks for writing this equation, 1 marks for writing this equation. Cleared?
Yes, sir.
See, these questions, I will send you the PDF in the group. So you have to just note down the solutions. Just make a solution 1 and then write down this
Sir,
solution.
PDF will be only the questions. So we'll write the answers right now in our notebooks.
Yes, PDF will only include the questions, so don't
Okay,
need to
sir.
write down the questions. We are moving toward the second question. Second question, hydrogen and oxygen combine in the ratio 1:8 by mass to form water. What mass of oxygen gas would be required to react completely with 3 grams of gas? अभी उन्होंने बताया कि हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन से हमें वाटर मिल रहा है, बट इसका रेशो क्या है 1:8. अगर what mass of oxygen, so you have to calculate what mass of oxygen would be required to react completely the 3 grams of hydrogen. मतलब अभी देखो उन्होंने बोला कि 1:8 मिल रहे से हम लोग को वाटर मॉलिक्यूल मिलता है, तो उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है अगर ऑक्सीजन कितना मिल चाहिए मुझे अगर मेरे हाइड्रोजन 3 ग्राम रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं. So as I said, ratio of hydrogen to oxygen by water is 1:8. तो ये 1:8 is equals to 3:x. मैथमेटिकली तुम लोग सॉल्व करोगे, 1 के लिए 8 लगता है, सो 3 के लिए कितना लगेगा? तो वी assumed it as x. So if we'll do now, मैथमेटिक्स में क्या करते हो आप लोग बेटा, इसमें क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करते हो. So you will get 1 into x is equals to 8 into 3. So x is equals to 24 grams. So x is equals to 24 grams of oxygen gas would required to react completely with uh, 3 grams here वाला completely with hydrogen gas. So clear all of you this second numerical?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now if I ask you the question, what mass of oxygen gas would be required to react completely with 5 grams of hydrogen gas? What is your answer for
Sir,
5 grams?
sir, would it be 40? 40 gram.
Yes, correct. Clear? Very simple question. तो
Yes,
अभी
sir.
आपको यहाँ
Yes,
पे
sir.
ऑक्सीजन पूछा. यस, अभी आपको यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन पूछा है, उसके जगह पे हाइड्रोजन का भी वैल्यू पूछ सकते हैं. अभी आपको यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन दिया था और ऑक्सीजन का पूछा है, एग्जाम में आपको ऑक्सीजन का देंगे, हाइड्रोजन भी पूछ सकते हैं, लाइक वाइस वर्सा. अभी ये वाटर मॉलिक्यूल के लिए है, तो कोई भी कंपाउंड पूछ सकते हो, लाइक NaCl, KCl, एनी कंपाउंड. Please note down the answer of second. It's very simple.
Sir, it is, we have already written it. Sir, NCERT textbook question.
Okay, you have already done it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to the third question.
Sir,
Which postulates of Dalton's atomic theory? Yes.
sir, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are also written.
3, 4, 5, also 6. All of you have written this?
Yes, sir.
Medansh, Saransh, have you done that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. तो seventh question की तरफ जाएंगे. Write down the formula of. Tell me the formula of sodium oxide.
Sir, NaO2.
सोडियम ऑक्साइड, देखो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन से मैंने सिखाया था. फॉर्मूला ऑफ सोडियम ऑक्साइड, देखो उसमें यस सोडियम एंड ऑक्सीजन होते हैं. सोडियम का वैलेंस होता है 1, ऑक्सीजन इज -2. देन क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाइड एंड अवॉइड द साइन, you will get Na2O. Same way aluminium chloride, AlCl3. Advay, can you explain this magnesium hydroxide, how it comes to be MgOH twice?
Yes, sir. Since we know that the charge of magnesium is +2 and of hydroxide is 1, so therefore we write it in this form and then cross multiply. Hence we get Mg bracket OH the whole 2 after cross multiplying.
Yes, here it will be sulfide, okay, not oxide. Here it will be sulfide, okay. Write down this 4, just make it here rechange as a sulfide. Please note down.
Okay, sir.
Saivi, you got this?
Yes, sir.
Please note down.
Sir, we have a science exam on 11th of September.
And which topics? Only one topic is there, no? Is matter around us pure?
Yes, sir. From
Yes, sir.
chemistry, only one topic is matter around us pure.
Yes, and we will keep you a test on combined science paper this Saturday.
Okay, sir.
So there will be
Sir, this Saturday, that is day after tomorrow, sir.
yes, maybe Saturday or Sunday. Gunjan ma'am will discuss with you.
Okay.
So is matter around us pure में आपको different types of ये करना है एग्जाम के लिए preparation, separation methods.
Sir, how many marks will it be?
It will be of 50 marks.
So, but in school we are having for 80.
Okay, we will keep a 50 marks paper. We'll see how it will be. Like Tyndall effect, saturated solution, chromatography. What is applications of chromatography?
Sir, in
Then
total
what is
there are 5 chapters coming.
yes. Then you have to talk. You have to study about solution, suspension, soul particles. Then there are different techniques to separate the butter from curd, iron pins from sand, different pigments from the extract of flour. Then how are solutions and suspensions different from each other? Okay, what is the effect of change of temperature on the solubility of a salt? तो solubility भी पढ़ना है. डिटेल में ये टॉपिक पढ़ो.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Please note down this answer of
Done, sir.
formula.
1 minute, sir.
Yes, please write it very clearly. Completed all of.
Sir, your voice is breaking for me.
Completed all of you.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay, next one is what is meant by the term chemical formula. We writing like HCl, NaCl. These are the chemical formulas. So the chemical formula of the compound is symbolic representation of its composition. Very important. It is a symbolic representation of its composition. Means if I'm saying hydrogen sulfate, there will be 3 constituent: hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. There will be 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur, and 4 atoms of oxygen. So it is just the symbolic representation of its components or of its composition. That is called as chemical formula. Clear?
Yes, sir.
If 1 mole of carbon atoms weighing 12 grams, what is the mass of 1 atom of carbon? If 1 mole of carbon is weighing 12 grams, what is the mass of 1 atom of carbon? So you know that 1 mole of carbon atoms contains 12 gram, but as per the value, it will be 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. That will be present in 1 mole. So we have to calculate the mass of 1 atom. Means 1 atom of carbon contains the mass of 12 gram. So, sorry, 1 contains 6.022 value. So, this value. So you have to do 12 divided by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Now this 10 to the power 23 in denominator, so it will be counted as 10 to the power minus 23. So you have to just divide 12 by 6.32. You will come as answered as 1.99. This is the mass of 1 atom.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please can you repeat again? I couldn't hear you.
Advay, can you explain again?
Yes, sir. So it's given that 1 mole of carbon weighs equal to 12 grams. So hence we know the value of 1 mole of carbon, which is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, and it is given in the question that it is equal to 12 grams. So therefore, if we want to take out the mass of one atom, we'll do 12 by 0.6.022 to the power 23. Hence, we'll get the value of 1.99 into 10 to the power 23 minus 23 grams as mass of one atom of
Okay,
carbon.
thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
This will be coming in the denominator, so you have to put it 10 to the minus 23. Please note the answer of 8 and 9. Okay, so the next question is also one of the very important, which has more number of atoms. So they have given the 100 grams of sodium or 100 grams of iron. So based on the mass, we have to see which one has the more number of atoms. So first of all, 23 grams of sodium, it is atomic weight of sodium. 23 grams of sodium gives equals to, see this value is always fixed, 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. तो 23 ग्राम्स के लिए कितना होता है, इतना होता है. तो 100 ग्राम्स के लिए कितना होता है, तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, यू हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई इट विथ 100, राइट. See, this is also mathematically you have to solve. For 23 grams, it is given 6 point something, 222 into 10 to the power 23. So 100 grams के लिए कितना, x. So 23 into x upon 6 into this. So you will get it this answer. 10 to the power 23 वैसे ही रखना है आपको. So 100 into 6.022, you will get 602.2 divided by 23. If you solve this, you will get the answer as 26.218. This is for 100 grams of sodium. वैसे ही 100 grams of iron के लिए करना है, assuming 56 ग्राम. 56 के लिए इतना है, तो वापिस इसके लिए अगर 100 की करेंगे लिए तो तुम्हें आंसर मिलेगा 10 पॉइंट. सो ये 23 में रखा तो भी चलेगा. इफ विल पुट 1 डेसिमीटर पहले किया तो भी चलेगा, 10 टू द पावर 23 फॉर्म में. So if we compare the both the values, 100 gram of sodium contains 2.618 and 100 gram of Fe contains 1. So you will see 100 grams of sodium contains more number of atoms. Very simple. Mansha, can you explain this again? What you understood? Mansha. Mansha beta, can you explain it again? Sorry, we can't hear you. Here. Sania, can you explain this again? Sania, you there? Or Medansh? Okay, Advay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Beta, you only explain.
Okay, sir. So it's given that 23 gram of sodium, we know that it is equal to 61022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms, which is 1 mole. So, and we have to find that what will have more number of atoms. Therefore, we first find 100 gram of the number of atoms in 100 gram of sodium. So by cross multiplication, we get that 100 into 100 into 1 mole by 23 is equal to 2.6182 into 10 to the power 24 atoms. We do the same for iron, since 56 gram of iron is equal to 1 mole. Therefore, we get by cross multiplication, 100 gram of iron will be equal to 100 into 61022, 100 into 1 mole by 56, which is equal to 1.075 into 10 to the power 24. We get this by calculation. And here we can see that in 100 gram of sodium contains approximately 1 more atom than 100 gram of iron. Hence, we write that therefore 100 gram of sodium contains more atoms than 100 gram of iron.
Yes, beta, good, excellent. Please note down this answer. Which one and make it star. It is one of the very important question. So, suppose instead of 100 they can ask you anything. Suppose it is 50. So you have to keep it over here 50.
Sir,
This
for
is always
suppose
fixed.
equated this 23 gram of sodium to sir, here they had given us the atomic mass. So in every question they'll give, because then we'll not be able to find the value of
Yes.
mole if atomic mass is not given.
Yes. See, this value is always fixed. Chalo, Advay, you tell me if it is oxygen, then what you will put over here?
Sir, atomic mass of oxygen is 16.
Excellent. So you will put over here 16. Please note it. Can we move towards next?
Yes, sir.
Next is a 0.24 gram sample of compound oxygen and boron was found by analysis to contain this gram of boron and this is of oxygen. Calculate the percentage composition. मतलब how much percent in that compound oxygen and boron is present. Total sample है 0.24 and the analysis in the 24.24 में से 0.0096 gram is of boron and 0.144 gram is of oxygen. अभी हम लोग को परसेंटेज निकालना है, मतलब 100 ग्राम में से कितना होगा. तो मैंने बोला कि बोरॉन 0.24 में से 0.096 है, तो 100 ग्राम में कितना. So assumed x. So you have to do x is equals to 0.24 divide होगा and just multiply this. You will get 40%. For oxygen, again from 24, 0.144 gram. तो 100 ग्राम में से कितना x. So x into 24 is equals to इनका multiply. So you will get x is equals to this. Make sure that you will get the sum of these two as 100%. Medhansh, can you read this and explain it again what you understood? Saivi, can you explain?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I didn't understand why did we take for 100 gram?
Because they have asked calculate the percentage.
Yes, sir.
Percentage is out.
Into 100 that is fine, but why is it written 100 gram then? We could have just written no 0.096 by 20 0.24 into 100.
Yeah. Now see, this is 40% means what? Out of 100 there will be 40%. Means in case of 100 gram if the solution, then your 40 gram is occupied by boron. That's what the meaning is.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Means 40 gram is occupied by boron and 60 gram is occupied by oxygen. That's what the meaning is out of 100 gram. Saivi, can you just read and explain what you understood? Saransh, can you? Saivi, can you hear me? Sania, can you hear me?
Yes, so
Can you just read and explain what you understood?
for over here the percentage of the
Yes, please read.
Sir, only 4 people are there in the class.
I don't know others are why they left.
So now 5.
Saivi, can you hear me?
Sir,
Medansh, explain, read and explain.
yes, sir.
Advai, can you hear them? Hear him?
No, sir, I can't.
Okay. Okay, please note down this numerical. Please note it.
Okay, sir.
Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the 12th is also very simple. When 3 gram of carbon is burnt in with 8 gram of oxygen, 11 gram of carbon dioxide is produced. 3 grams of carbon burnt with 8, you will get 11 grams. What mass of carbon dioxide will be formed when 3 grams of carbon is burnt in 50 grams of oxygen? Which law of chemical combination will govern you? See here. Now, if you write this systematic equation and with their masses, you will get 12 grams of carbon reacting with 32 grams of oxygen, you will get 44 grams of carbon dioxide. So they ask, the question is 50 grams of oxygen and 3 grams of carbon when it is involved, how much carbon dioxide will be formed? So it shows that in this equation 12 grams of carbon burns in 32 grams of oxygen to form 44 carbon dioxide. So Advay, can you tell me, if we divide this by 4, what you will get it over here?
Sir, 8 and 11.
Yes, 3, 8 and 11. So I can say that 3 grams of carbon when burnt with 8 grams of oxygen to form 11 grams of carbon dioxide. It is given that 3 gram of carbon is burnt with 8 gram of to produce 11 gram of carbon dioxide. That is already given. So for calculation of 11 gram of carbon dioxide will be formed when 3 grams of carbon is burnt in 50 grams of oxygen constituting 8 grams of oxygen. Leaving behind 50 minus 8 is equals to 42 grams of oxygen. So answer governs the law of constant proportion.
Sir, but we didn't ask oxygen, they asked carbon dioxide. Sir, it will be 53.
It will be 53. Yeah, I have given you oxygen also over here.
Okay, sir.
So so you can just write down the last statement also. 53 grams of mass of carbon dioxide will be formed. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Advay, can you just read answer again?
Okay, sir. Uh,
Please, all of you listen carefully.
The reaction of burning of carbon and oxygen may be written as C 1 mole carbon of 12 gram plus O2 oxygen 1 mole 32 gram is equal to carbon dioxide 42 gram. It shows that 12 gram of carbon, sir, burns in 32 gram of oxygen to form 44 gram of carbon dioxide. Therefore, 3 gram of carbon reacts with 8 gram of oxygen to form 11 gram of carbon dioxide. It is given that 3 gram of carbon is burnt with 8 gram of oxygen to produce 11 gram of CO2. Consequently, 11 gram of carbon dioxide will be formed and 3 gram of carbon is burnt in 50 gram of oxygen, consuming 8 gram of oxygen, leaving behind 50 minus 8 is equal to 40 gram of O2. The answer governs the law of constant proportion.
Yes, please note down this answer, all of you, and you have to add 53 also at the end. Please note down. Completed.
Yes.
Okay, the next question is 13, 14 and 15 will do. 13 is what is polyatomic ions. We have already talked about polyatomic ions. Poly means what? Many atoms, right? Suppose I'm talking about this is the monoatomic, right? But if I'm saying OH minus, there are two atoms and then it's ion. This is called polyatomic ion. So which contain more than one atoms of maybe a same kind or of maybe a different kind and behaves as a single unit are called as polyatomic. Like that I have given you examples. And explain the law of constant proportion. In a chemical substance the elements are always present in a definite shape. Suppose H2O की बात करेंगे, then it will be always come in power. And what is formula unit mass? Formula unit mass, how it is different from molecular mass. The formula unit mass of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all atoms in a formula unit mass. The constituent particles of formula unit mass are constituent particles of the molecular mass are atoms. Very important. Formula mass में क्या होता है? Ions and constituent particles are atoms in the molecular mass. That is the main difference, you know. फॉर्मूला मास में क्या होता है? आयंस होते हैं, उनका मास हम लोग सम करते हैं, और मॉलिक्यूलर मास में वी आर डूइंग द मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ द एटम्स, नॉट द आयंस. तो ये चीज आपको याद रखनी है रिगार्डिंग फॉर्मूला मास एंड मॉलिक्यूलर मास. क्लियर?
Yes.
Any doubt?
Yeah. No doubt, sir.
Please note down. Just write down the answers of all these.
So could you repeat what you telling, because your voice was breaking?
I told you to write the answers of these questions we have discussed.
Okay, sir.
If you have any query, please ask me.
No query, sir.
Advai, please read 13th question and 14th.
Okay, sir. What are polyatomic ions? Give examples. The ions which contain more than one atoms, same kind or maybe of different kind, and behave as single unit are called polyatomic ions. Example, OH minus, SO4 2 minus, CO3 2 minus. Explain law of constant proportion. In a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportions by mass. Example, in water, the ratio of mass of hydrogen to the mass of oxygen, H is to O, is always 1 is to 8.
Yes. And 15th is related with formula, unit mass and molecular mass. We are moving towards the next question, 16th question. You are provided with a fine white color powder, which is either sugar or salt. How will you identify it without testing? Suppose they have given one sample, you have to test it whether it is a acid or whether it is a sugar or salt. So how you will exactly test it, that we will see. So as I said, there are many methods which we can differentiate between sugar and salt without testing. First of all, you have to dissolve the salt and sugar separately in alcohol. So once you separate the alcohol, so you will get it, white salt will not be dissolved in the alcohol. Sugar will dissolve in it, but if you see the salt, it will not get dissolved. So this is the one way we can say it. Another is heat this salt separately. Sugar will melt radially, with salt will not. So this is also another method. And third, dissolve these two separately in water. Salt solution will conduct electricity, because you know that salt solution, why it will conduct electricity? Because of the presence of cations and the anions. So it will be sodium ion and chlorine ion, while sugar, so this will be, you have to make it over here as a chlorine, Cl minus. Simply test a drop of the solution with an ohm meter and you can immediately tell the difference. So there are different methods. We can also test whether it is a salt or not. Medhansh, can you just read the answer again? Medhansh or Saivi, can you just read? Medhansh or Saivi, Hiya, Mansha, anyone?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, Hiya, please tell.
Sorry, sir. There is a bit of connectivity issue today. Are you able to hear me? Sir, do I have to read the 16th question? The answer?
Yes, answer.
Okay, sir. There are many ways by which we can differentiate between sugar and salt without testing. The first method is to dissolve salt and sugar separately in alcohol. Sugar will be dissolved in it while salt will not be dissolved. Second method, heat the salt separately. Sugar will melt readily while salt will not. Third method is to dissolve these two separately in water. Salt solution will conduct electricity due to the presence of Na plus ion, while sugar solution will be a non-conductor. So simply test a drop of the solution with a meter and you can immediately tell.
Yes, correct. So it is CF not, it is a Cl minus ion. Like you have to make a change over here. It is a Cl minus chloride ion. So these are the different ways you can test it. You're already aware about it. Okay. And based on that, you have to just do it. So please note down the answer of it. Those who have completed can leave the class. We will just end over here.
Okay, sir. Done, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay, bye bye. Take care, Advay.
Same to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Done, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Sir, I'm writing 1 minute.
Those who haven't completed, please note down, then leave.
Yes, sir, done. So can I leave?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Bye
Bye,
bye,
sir.
Mancha. Take care.